everybody, and welcome to another week where we are presenting Big World Small Talk. And today we are making the big part of Big World Small Talk even better because we've got the amazing Budden on with us. Let's have a look. And so say hi, Loz. Hey, and we've got Leon Bukowski joining us. There we go. I'm going to go straight in with no one cares about us. Loz, tell us where you are and what's happening.
Yeah, mate, I'm down in Australia. Yeah, we've we got shit down here. We're our comedy started back down here. Probably back in August last year. Yeah, lots happening.
So, are they indoor gigs as well as outdoor gigs?
Yeah, it's mainly been indoor. I've done a couple of outdoor, but I did a gig in the rain. But yeah, mainly indoor.
That's amazing. It's the dream. You from what we've talked about, I'm a big fan of Australia at the moment. It's keeping me happy just knowing that there's a place out there that sort of went, right, everybody, get inside. Let's get through this. Lock the doors, put your masks on, and you seem to be winning the war on the C word. So thank you so much for joining us and telling us about it. So
yes. Yeah,
so I mean,
and it was hard because people are stupid. Seriously, they didn't want to do it. You know, it was a big fight.
It's nice to know that stupidity isn't just in certain areas. It's all
we did it anyway. Oh, it's everywhere, mate. You can't stupidity.
So is there a big scene in Newcastle? Is there lots of comedy clubs, or have you got to travel quite a far way to do your gigs?
Yeah, look, it's pretty good here in Newey. I've been doing comedy for about 3 years now, and there was about 10 people here in Newcastle, and two shows, 2 nights, and now we've got about 6 or 7 a month, and it's great.
It's the dream. It's the Australian dream.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, but it is.
So, just I know this is a bit of a private thing, but I just need to speak to Leon quickly and ask him how was his performance at Quarantine Comedy this week?
You know what? I can't even remember it.
I put Leon forward for a gig that I was doing, and it was 3 British people taking over an American gig, and we all turned up, and it was brilliant, except for one member of the team who managed to. What was it you said? You got drunk and fell asleep.
Yeah, it wasn't very inventive excuse, was it? It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I got started drinking, and then I thought, and yeah, that never happened. I did stop drinking, but then I fell asleep. I think I fell asleep like half an hour before the show as well, so I was close. I was so close to getting there. Just the half hour awake, and I would have been on. I had messages,
missed it.
Alarms going off.
Did you have that wonderful moment where you wake up in an absolute state of panic and it's sort of like that?
Yeah, I woke up in the living room on the couch, and I went, "Oh, that gig will be on in a minute." And it was on 3 hours previously. I went, "Oh, oops." I didn't get ready for it. It was all set up and everything. Set up nice and early.
I mean, the whole point of Zoom comedy is that it's really accessible.
Nothing could go wrong. I couldn't even blame traffic. There was no traffic.
Oh, shocking. So, Loz, at the moment, Is it because our systems work differently? So are you in the middle of summer, or because it's it's freezing over here at the moment? It's my car is frosted over in the morning. So does that mean that it's the opposite? So it's absolutely boiling where you are? Because
yeah,
are you
that's
warm when
harsh.
they're cold?
Not quite. We're in autumn now, but we're still having 27-degree days.
Nice.
It's lovely. Shining this morning. It's a gorgeous day.
God, I do. I listen
really,
to
I'm
Australian
just on
radio.
here today to make your lives more miserable.
So
Nice.
your gigs are back. They're indoor and you're really warm. That's enough from Loz, everybody. Thank you very much for watching tonight.
Cheers.
Cheers. I apologise if I can,
I apologise on behalf of my country and where I am on the equator. I'm so sorry.
That's it.
Leon,
I speak for
each
everyone.
week you show us your vessel of what you've got your questions in. So I've always got my big glass pickle jar. What have we got this week? Are we still with the glittery camel elephant?
Still with the glitter. Bit of showbiz.
Nice. Go on, then you go first, darling. Let's get a question going and let's get this game on.
Here we go. First question. Telekinesis, talking to the dead, or seeing into the future. What do you pick? You can only have one of them. Telekinesis, talking to the dead, or seeing into the future. What do you pick? Which one?
Loz, you go first. Let's see.
Yeah, look, that's an easy one. I go telekinesis every time. Yeah, just moving shit around would just be fun.
You wouldn't tell anybody you could do it?
I'm not going to go to a prom and burn anybody down or anything, but yeah, just being outside, somebody's house and moving shit around in their house, get them out. That'd be awesome.
Going on, but you could go on pretend it's a poltergeist. You go and make loads of money. Say, "Oh, you've got a poltergeist. I can get rid of that for you. Don't worry."
Yeah, that's it. Go in like a Ghostbuster. That's sweet.
Now the weird thing, this ghost needs champagne and needs
and
a case of beer and the money.
You could go around people's houses and every time they put their drink down, you could just move it. You could make them think that they were so drunk that they're completely losing it. Oh, you could be so cruel. It's brilliant.
I would do I would definitely do something petty.
I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to look into that.
I'm going to look into it. Just starts Googling telekinesis. About you, Leon?
Petty.
Petty. I like it. Yeah, because I mean, whatever it is, whatever superpower I have, I would one, keep it secret, and two, just use it for petty things. I wouldn't be saving the world or nothing. I'd be doing stupid stuff with it. I reckon I would like to talk to the dead. It'd be a bit creepy and stuff, but you could find out loads of stuff where people have left stuff. You know what I mean? You could say, like, you're dead. Did you leave anything? Were you in the middle of anything? And then you can start asking them questions like that. It'd be great. Walk around graveyards and just tapping on and say, "Yeah, you all right? What's it like down there? You all right? Anything left unresolved?" Mine are like, I haven't got a lot of time, but like something like they buried treasure somewhere, and I say, I'll get it for you. Just tell me where it is. I'll go get it for you. Don't worry. And then you'd have a job for life with the police. They'd just go and someone gets killed, you go in and go, all right, then what happened to you? Who killed you? Did he? All right then. I'll get it sorted now, don't worry.
Yeah, no, that's freaky. That's freaky.
I would have to go, and I know this is very capitalist, but I am Back to the Future, and I am Biff.
Gambling.
I would want to see into the future, even for just horse racing.
Nothing else. Just the horse racing.
Because the one thing I want to see into the future is me buying my own fucking house. And that is how I would get there. I mean, there is so many different places you can bet on even a fly going up a wall faster than another fly. I don't need the lottery numbers because that's a lot of work. I need to focus and see the numbers. Whereas which horse goes first? That's all I want to know, and that's it. I'd be there with the ponies. We've got a message off one of the viewers, Ray Turner.
You realise Biff got covered in shit, don't you?
Hey, I would happily be covered in shit because I could go into my own house with the wet room and clean it off. We've got a comment off Ray that says, "Do not disturb the dead. It never ends well." Because don't forget, you can talk to the dead, but there's no rules that the dead have got to tell you the truth. You could be walking around a field with a shovel for 6 months, and they'd be like, "Yeah, left a bit."
That's cheeky, that. But yeah, well, see, they're doing that. I'm putting a stereo outside on top of the grave, playing non-stop steps for 2 months. There you go. There's the punishment. There's your revenge. See, smart ass. Here you go. Here's steps for 2 months. on a radio that's solar powered, so the battery never dies.
And they can't get away.
Oh, they're stuck on a loop. Just one song on a loop. 2 months. Come back. I say, right, got any different ideas now?
I'm gonna paint a picture, right? Leon is with his daughter, and she's like, "Dad, why do we have to go to the cemetery each week?" And he's like, "That ghost told me there was buried treasure. He's fucking lied to me. So I've put another mixed CD of shit songs on. I am here, like, Dad, do we have to spend every weekend tormenting the dead?"
Every weekend.
Now go to the car and get Daddy's death metal.
I would do nice. I go and see like Shakespeare and stuff as well, and say, "Hi, Shakespeare,
taking
all right."
Mental note not to piss you off, Leon.
We can still. If you die, we can still be friends. There you go. That's it. It's good. You can go around. You can go and see Shakespeare. People like that. That'd be good. Go see Shakespeare and go. Did you copy all your plays or what? That kind of thing.
Ray says, "If we're going back in time, just invest in Microsoft when it starts up. Always good." I mean, I've got to be honest. If there is anybody in 2021 that claims to be a fortune teller or a medium or a soothsayer and they have not invested in Zoom, get in the bin. Just get in the bin.
I always think like if fortune tellers were any good, they'd ring you up.
That's it. They're fakes.
And they'd go, "You're about to ring me. Oh wait, I've rung you too early. Sorry, I'll speak to you in a minute." and then you would actually think about ringing them because you think, well, now I'm thinking about ringing them, but maybe I wouldn't have rung them, but maybe that would have been
it. Oh man, at the moment I'm just on this drive to save up for a deposit to a mortgage, so I've got a funny feeling until that happens, every time we get a question on this show, I'm just gonna come back with, "Do you get me a mortgage?" Oh my god, we got a comment from one of our viewers, Ray, who has put, "I think Leon would annoy the dead so much he'd be responsible for the I can't even say it, let alone live through it."
I'd be in the house going, "That's not me. That's not me." It's all right, boys. Take a joke.
Oh my god.
What happened?
This is the spookiest question. This is the spookiest question I've ever pulled. Okay, so we just talked about an apocalypse. This is my question. It's an apocalypse.
Oh my god. It's not going to start, is it?
Yeah.
So it starts.
What do you bring to the end of days survival team? So we're on a team. We're going to get through the apocalypse. What skills are you bringing to the team? Let's go with the old ghost botherer Leon first.
Talk to the dead. Oh no, maybe I still haven't got that skill. What can I bring to the team? I don't know. What can I bring to the team? I don't know. I've watched a lot of zombie movies, so I could probably tell us what not to do.
Oh, you're that guy.
They always make the stupid. They always are so. Well, let's go into this. Let's go into this very badly defended place and sort of leave all the windows and doors half open, and then just go to sleep early, and then zombies sort of wander in from the door they didn't lock. I'd be the guy going round going, we need to lock the doors and the windows, and go somewhere sensible. Yeah, and keep somebody. They always go to sleep all together, and you're like, just one of you stay awake, or two of you stay awake, so you can talk about staying awake. Because otherwise you can fall asleep and miss something important, Lucy. That's what I've learned from this week. And the so you need to stay awake with a friend. That's what I've learned. Ready for the apocalypse.
Lars, what are you bringing to the Big World Small Talk end of days team? What's your survival skill?
Matt, I'm not bringing anything because I hate zombies. I will not watch zombie movies. Hate them. So I'm running the other way. I'm getting in the first car I see, and I'm just fucking. Hey,
you've left the team already. You left the team.
No, totally. Back of the. I'm gone.
Eat them.
Oh, brilliant! So we've got Loz on the team. Who's put there's no I in team, but there is an I in survival. That's it. That's that screech of tires.
I'll be honest. I think I've mentioned this before.
Cubby is in dust.
Well, that's it. But if it was real, if the horror movie was real, like in that movie, was it Poltergeist or whatever? They move into that new house. It's a scary, creepy house, and they turn the tap on, and the blood's coming out the tap. At that point, if that was me in real life, I would just leave the house. And even if the wife and kids were still in the house, I'd be gone, and I'd be down the road a good distance, and then make a phone call and say, "You better get out of the house." I save myself first. Because I'll look at the airline pilots, and they always say on the things, don't they? Put your own mask on first. So I took the advice. I got out first. And now I'm ringing to say, you guys get out because the tap ran blood. And that's the start of a bad thing. You know what I mean? I don't care. And there's a reason why the house wasn't for sale. It's massive. And we only paid 20 quid for it. So, yeah. Definitely. First bad thing.
Absolutely.
I've got to be honest. I think Big World Small Talk are fucked. I used to have this thing where I would turn to my ex-boyfriend when he was my boyfriend at the time, and I'd be deadly serious, and I'd just turn to him and go, and that's why I wouldn't put you on my team if it was the end of the day. Dropped. It's your attitude and what you're bringing to the table. That is why you're not on my team for the end of the day.
That'd be harsh.
And I wish I was joking.
If you got kicked out of the apocalypse, like the team, and they're like, "Right, you'll have to go." You go, "But there's loads of zombies out there." I'm sorry, it's not up to me. We had clear rules at the start. You had 2 sandwiches. Everyone's supposed to have 1 sandwich. You had 2 sandwiches. Off you go. Go on.
Honestly, and I'm wondering if Alex had been here, whether or not he'd just say,
"I
bring
2 sandwiches." You've got that.
No. But Lars, I mean, come on. I mean, Australia gives you some skills. I mean, from over here, we imagine that you punch sharks on a daily basis and that you fight spiders just to use the loo. What's this? You'd be out with it.
Well, look. Some Australians do that. I am not one of those. Simple. Sorry, guys. I'm out.
I was going to say, so if you're out, fine.
I'm only 5 foot. I bring nothing.
I love the way you'd leave the team as well. You'd be quite honest about it. It's like, wait, we're all going to survive together. You're like, no, I'm off. I'll be no help to you. No, come on, stay. We're going to stay together. Nah.
Well, I'd just be a hindrance. That's it.
I'll bring you down, guys. I'll bring you down.
I'm feeling quite worried about this. Like, for me, if it was a survival team, I know that I would start giving roles. I'd make a rota. I'd be doing kind of inventories. We'd have logistics covered. I like to think that I'd be pretty handy in a situation like this. I turn to Leon. Leon's going, no, you don't do that. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's all he's there to do, is to say, no, I wouldn't do it like that. I saw a film like that. And the next thing, you know, I'm like, Loz, pass me that spanner.
God.
Loz, has anyone seen? You can just hear.
And you know what I'd say? I'd go, Lucy, that's your fault. That was you. That was you. That we were getting on fine.
I could possibly throw you the spanner from a couple of miles. I got a good arm on me.
No, we're all going to be covered in spanner injuries, though.
We've got a couple of comments on the wall.
Is that the zombies?
I love the fact you're saying zombies. Right, okay, we've got a comedian from Cleveland who is one of my bestest buds in the comedy world and in real life. Right, okay, so my apocalypse skill would be to find Chuck Norris, John Wick, and 3 ninjas and be their bitch whilst they keep me alive. Loving that. He knows how to delegate.
Why 3 ninjas? Why not just 2 ninjas?
Well, the thing is, you can never find them, can you? We've got Kel Kelly. Has anyone seen my ninja? That's the thing. You can't find them. That's why you need 3 of them.
You lose one.
Loz will bring snoring and infiltrate enemy lines and sleep
That's my
without her
partner. Don't listen to her.
and bring them undone from the inside. Love it. Keep commenting, Cal.
Sounds like Cal's going to kick you out as well. That's harsh.
I know. Cal's like, hang on. So if we were in a situation, Loz would be out. Cal, join my team. These 2 are fucking useless. Right. Without a functioning big pharma, I'm screwed in the apocalypse, so I'd be the one saying, run,
You'd be sweet with Kel. She would get you through, absolutely.
There we go. We worked out that Cal's on my team.
We've got a replacement.
Yeah, you 2 can be on each other. Let's have a look. Got Cal back. You could punch them in the nuts, Lozzie.
Beautiful.
But I mean, because of the height. Perfect height. Let's have a look. We've got another comment from Ray. Yeah, but Lisa's not a real boy. I can't even drive. Well, I mean, Loz is a train driver, and I'm a truck driver. Leon.
Oh, we got that covered. I've got a bike. I've got a scooter. I'll bring this for the hat.
She's in a different ring to me, and I'll bring the dogs. That's fine. Oh my God! Do you know what?
She's planning on abandoning me.
You just said that you would abandon anyone in the first sign of trouble. You forgot to say that you would take Cal as you legged it.
All the dogs. All of them. You left them all.
Yeah, look. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't take it.
Oh, I think it's getting complicated. Cal says you said you'd run.
The apocalypse does not happen.
Let's hope.
Big world, small talk. Breaking up relationships, even from the other side of the world.
This is a stitch up. This is a stitch up.
Oh man, Leon, quickly get your glittery elephant out and save us before we destroy their relationship.
Please.
What would it take for you to abandon your partner and your pet dogs? No, it doesn't say that. All right then. What kind of comics do you hate? If you hate comics or not hate comics, so what kind of comics do you hate? Or make it a bit bigger. What kind of books, maybe books or comics, do you hate?
Right, are you saying comics as in comedians comics, not comic books?
I meant comic books, I think. Oh no, what kind of comics? Oh, I can't remember now when I wrote this. Let's say what kind of comics, comedians do you hate? There you go, that'll do.
This is very, very dangerous to say, because obviously we're in the industry, so it isn't nice to say that you don't like any. You're like, I love every comedian, especially the ones that book me as their support. I don't like preachy comedians. So personally, I am not a big fan of Stuart Lee or Frankie Boyle.
Oh, right, that's you don't get the support that for them then.
Don't like him.
See, this is gonna be because this is half the comedians out there. But
I think you're the first person I've heard say they don't like Stuart Lee.
It's confession time. Confession time.
I'll never work again.
See, I quite don't like, and this is really bad because this is half the comedians in the UK, like the ones that beat at Cambridge and Oxford and are upper class and white, could be white, young, quite middle aged, but definitely the ones that beat at Cambridge and Oxford. They just come out and they just irritate the hell out of me, and they're endlessly being replaced by exact clones of the ones that just left. And it annoys me because if I'd known to get in comedy, all you have to do was go to Cambridge, I would have tried harder in school, just got to Cambridge, and then I would have been easy then. Because they all meet each other and they all just sort of turn up. And the other thing is, they never seem to be freaked out. They go on these shows and then you look it up and you go, right, he's from Cambridge, she's from Cambridge, she's from Cambridge, and they're all from Cambridge. And if I went anywhere and found loads of people that I went to school with, or they all went to Eton together, and if I went to any kind of, forget a game show, if I was in a random room, and everybody from my school turned up, I'd be freaked out, let alone all turn up at the TV studio together at the same time. It'd be weird. Unless it was prison. A lot of my people that went from my school went to prison. But then apart from that, if it wasn't prison, it would be weird if they were all from my school.
I don't know if you've heard of this, Loz, but we have is it Oxford that has footlights? I think it's Cambridge or Oxford, but we've got the two main universities in the UK. They have a comedy society called Footlights, and whenever you look up the sort of provenance of a big famous comedian, you go, I wonder where they're from, and you type it in, and it turns out that they're basically from Footlights. And it's sort of like if you get into Footlights, you're automatically destined for a great existence. It does all the hard work for you. But I mean, I'm sure they have to write and perform and everything like that, but it is a bit biased. Oh.
And they have the time as well. They have hours of time to just sit around.
Yeah, that's
everyone else has to go and work. Oh. And then they do, and then all their mates become and they go, oh yeah, I've got my new show. I'll ring old Bunty and Jim that I used to work with. Oh no, bring him in. I'm not sure they're all called Jim and Bunty. But anyway, those kind of people.
What about you, Loz? Tell all.
Look, I would say I don't like those sort of things. I don't know them, but I now don't like them.
You're with us, sister. Good. Converted. I'll send you a list.
I'm on board. Oh. Sweet. They're the ones I'll leave behind in the apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh, they're not getting in. Got no skills.
That's it. Yeah, we've got to come from that. Look, I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, there's got to be maybe. I mean, given the obvious, sexist, racist, and all that, we don't like them. But there's got to be a certain type of comedy that doesn't make you laugh.
Yeah, I guess I don't like comedy that doesn't make sense. That they just go on and on about something that makes absolutely no sense. And people are laughing. What the fuck are they laughing at? There is nothing funny here.
That's the worst, is when is when you're there, because if you're there and nobody's laughing and you think the person's rubbish, you think, oh, well, the rubbish, that's clear. But if you're there and loads of people are laughing and you don't think it's funny, that is weird, because you're like, why is that funny? Because as a comedian, you're like, I need to know that is funny. As a professional reason why everyone's laughing. Why are you laughing at us? Why are you loving it? That is weird.
I just put it down to the fact that I'm old. That's it. That's it. I'm too old now.
I've got a few comments as well, and it said, so Spider, who said about the 3 ninjas, apparently he said that ninjas only come in a pack of 3, so it really is that it's not down to him. Ray Turner would bring his dog, but unfortunately it's the soppiest dog in the world, so it's not really going to be much help. So Ray has put the kind of comics that he doesn't like, comics like The Dead and Not Missed, Bernard Manning. And sadly not dead, Jim Davidson. So those are very old school 70s, xenophobic, homophobic, sexist, my mother-in-law kind of comedians. And then Cal's chipped in from the other room again. Let's have a look what Cal said. Lozzie has the wonderful skill of being able to enjoy almost anything. She's enthusiasm in a can. Oh, looks like it's back on.
Enthusiasm in a can. Nice.
Next time you are deep into an argument and she's having a go at you, just turn around and go, you called me enthusiasm in a can. Shut it.
That's can's closed. Can
That's
is
right.
closed.
Right, I'm going to, there you go. So later on, take a screenshot of that later on. You can put it into all arguments.
I will. I've written it down. That's it. It's on paper now. It happened.
That's you tell you what. That's what you need for your Edinburgh Review and all that. The little tagline: enthusiasm in a can. There's a good comedian tagline. That's it. Have that. Show underneath.
Enthusiasm.
Lars Budden, comedian, enthusiasm in a can.
That's great. I've got it.
I like that.
Nice.
Okay. This is, what did you learn in 2020? What did you learn in 2020? I will go. I'll go first. I had to learn a lot about IT to do this online performance stuff. So I'm quite pleased that I learned when everyone said you can't go out and perform, all the comedians turned into utter tech wizards. They were like, you are not stopping me from performing. I shall Zoom, I shall Discord, I will StreamYard. I'll do anything I can do. I was hoping to learn British Sign Language, but I never got past lesson 2 because I'm a lazy bitch.
What's that in sign?
I don't know what the sign is for lazy bitch. I don't know. Is that the international sign for I fucked up?
Can't be bothered.
I think it's pleased to meet you, but I get it confused with Fish Girls from Wayne's World. So I've stopped doing it.
That could be upsetting. Call somebody a fish. You're pleased to meet me. Are you just? Are you calling me a fish? Or you're just pleased to meet me?
Pleased to meet you. Oh no, I really wanted to learn it, but I didn't. What about you, Loz? Did you have any aspirations of learning, or did you actually learn something last year?
Look, I probably learnt that. Look, I'm a big football fanatic here, right? And we had to stop the football season because of. But then it came. They put cardboard cutouts in the crowd as the crowd at the football stadiums. And I learnt that cardboard cutouts cannot do the Viking clap. which is something that one of the teams called Canberra Raiders, they do this Viking clap. They come out to the whole crowd just claps, and then faster and faster and faster. Cardboard cutouts cannot. That's what I learned. It's a very important lesson.
So wise. You are so wise.
Yeah, they'll never replace us.
Although it sounds as though I would do better with 2 cardboard cutouts of you two on my fucking survival team. At least I'd know where they were.
Yeah, we let you have it. You bossing them around.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll be off. We wouldn't come back to tell you it was over either.
Cool.
When the apocalypse was over, we wouldn't come back and say, "Oh, leave her with a cardboard cutout. She's happy."
Fuck it, I'd take me cut out too.
You're not even going to leave that. I'm not even going to leave. You're not even going to have a picture of me. To hell with you.
That's it. You're not.
I'm taking my cardboard cutout and my can of enthusiasm. They're coming with me. You're just staying on your own.
Now, you know how we like to bring relationships together. I thought we were building a relationship for you and Cal, but it turns out that although you are enthusiasm in a can, that can, like a fire hydrant or fart spray, is the next thing.
She's just getting personal. Now she's just getting personal.
I'm genuinely worried for what's going to happen when we stop this show. There's going to be some screaming and flying around. Hey, hopefully the makeup sex will be amazing. Then we've got...
this happens every day. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Lucy. Every day occurs.
They're so feisty in the morning over there. So Spider Reyes said, so they can regulate ninjas in America, but they can't regulate guns. Cal's back on. Is the difference between the English sign languages the accents? Yes, definitely. And Ray has put, do you remember the signing guy at the Mandela rally who was making it up? And I absolutely, completely. Oh, by the way, quick question. Hel has asked, do you need a cuppa, darling? There we go. That's how we like. We're mediation experts. I don't need a cuppa. You're all right, thanks, Cal. Leon, do you need a cuppa?
I do. Look, I'm empty. I'm empty.
Guys.
Yeah. So, Cal, if you can get Leon one as well, that'd be brilliant. The guy that did that was actually the Mandela funeral that the gentleman was at, and he wasn't told what the gig was. I think he just thought he was working at an event as like an usher or something, and all of a sudden he got pushed onto the stage and was told that he will be doing the international sign language for the 50 billion people watching. And his face, I have watched it back a few times. I know it's a funeral. I know it's not right. But it's just the fact that he was just like, I mean, there was no connection. And it's not like no one's watching. It's the funeral of Nelson Mandela. I mean, that is not, oh, don't worry, it's public access TV. No one's going to watch this. I mean, we're talking billions of people.
But yeah, he could just say like he was doing it in Klingon or something, or Welsh. And then people don't know, Klingon, Welsh. That's what people don't read much or use much.
Oh, I'm expecting Ray to turn up on this. Excuse me, you are talking to a few Welsh people. You just went Welsh or Klingon. That's how you grouped them.
Bring it on, bring it on. I'll get a Welsh or Klingon insult in a minute. You should never really annoy the Welsh or the Trekkies, really. But there you go. Bring a bit of spice. Here we go. Oh.
Ray said, I'm fine, thanks, Cal. He's still got his coffee. So thanks for doing the rounds, though.
Nice.
Apparently, if you want to see a crazy person do sign language, go into YouTube and type in Eminem's sign language. I imagine that's just a lot of like, I'm going to punch my wife symbols. Is that not just a lot of misogynistic threats towards the women in his life? I don't know. Not a fan.
Possibly.
Leon, get your sparkly elephant out. Come on. I realised how that sounded then.
I'll let it go. Here we go.
Yes, did not wish to see Leon's sparkly elephant, but
No.
I said nothing. If you could add a new rule to any sport, what would it be? So if you could add a new rule to any sport, what would it be? A new rule.
It's got to be something about the way that footballers act when they've been hit. Like, I don't know, like maybe someone comes over and tickles them, and if they react to the tickle, then they're not really injured.
Or if they look like they're seriously injured, they have to go to hospital and have surgery for whatever they pretended. So if they look like they've collapsed and my leg's terrible, then they have to go to hospital, get the plaster on for 3 weeks or a month. They have to really follow it through. Can't just have a pretend. They got to follow through. That would be
I was fortunate enough to go to watch a football match at the Nou Camp in Barcelona.
Yeah, absolutely. 300% on that one. Yeah.
And it was brilliant. But the thing is, there was about 2 or 3 like, oh, are they injured? So at a rate of 1 mile an hour, I don't know if you have the Teletubbies over there, Loz, but like a little new little medical wagon travelled so slowly across the pitch to get to this injured footballer. By the time it got to him, he went, no, I'm fine. But then we had to wait for it to go back on the pitch. And it was like, all right, new rule. Either you get tickled to see if you're ill, or the medical vehicle can do 20 miles an hour. How about that? There we go. On off.
Yeah. That's it. Absolutely. We had just this weekend, we had a footballer really injured himself. He was down on the ground. He was out. He'd done his knee, ended up he'd done his ACL, and they made him walk off the goddamn ground because they couldn't get the bloody medical van out to him. So it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. So if you tickled him, he would not have laughed, I guarantee. So, yeah, good test. Good test.
I think it's got to be, for the American football, they've got to stop wearing all the armour. If you have to wear that much protective equipment, you've got the rules of your game wrong. No other game has so much thing. If you say, right, we need to wear a helmet and shoulder pads and body armour, then somebody made the rules wrong. Because, like, any sport could have tons of armor if you got the rules wrong. Like chess, if you could use a hammer in chess and between every move you hit someone on the head with a hammer, then you'd have to wear helmets. But then there's a rule: no hammers in chess. So I don't know if there's a rule. Probably implied. But the same with American football. American football, they just wear tons of armor and then just run into it. Just run it. No, they don't care if the ball's there or not. They just run at each other and hit each other. Balls there, not there. They don't care if they score. Games last days. People forget who's playing. There's like 500 players in each team. It's just, yeah. American football is good. That's the rules. One, don't wear the armor, and they'd be far more serious what the game is.
American football's crazy.
I mean,
I remember being on a football match down here, sitting on the hill, and the people sitting behind watched rugby league, and were freaking out. They were like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with these people? Aren't they getting hurt? What are they doing? They're just hitting each other." And of course they bloody are. Like, we don't need no helmets and shit. We're tough. Mate, we're Aussies. Remember it? They were freaking out.
I mean, and that would sort of make football out. But if there was no armour, then you just have to
hit each other, mate.
Don't even care if the ball's involved. What ball?
That's what they are over here. They're absolute nuts.
We've got breaking news. We've got news from the back room. We've got Kel back on. She says the ball is lava. Now that's sick. I mean, you're not meant to pick the ball up, are you? No handballs. So I mean, yeah, if the ball is lava, it would definitely stop you from touching it. Then we've got no Russian billionaires. That's the rule for ownership, and I think you speak for everybody on that one, right?
I watch you have to touch the ball.
Then we've got Natasha. Good morning, my love. I'm assuming that you're from a similar latitude and longitude.
No, it's a Trekkie. This is what somebody have annoyed with me. Klingon comment.
Good morning.
Follow
there
up with
we go.
Klingon is a genuine language.
Yeah, possibly.
And then,
do the best.
And then Ray has put American football is rugby for cowards. Which Spider Jones has found quite offensive because he resembles those cowards. That's the whole having a big world of people. We've got Cleveland versus Swansea going on there. Let's have a look. Okay, so okay. Oh, did you have a childhood toy, and what was it? And I don't mean like, did you have a toy? Were you in a safe house, kind of Dickensian type question? But did you have like a favourite childhood toy? I'll start off. I had a teddy bear that was given to me on my 5th birthday, and I named it after somebody I liked off the TV. So it was a little girl teddy bear. My mum put one of my baby dresses on it. And everyone would say, and what's your teddy bear called? And I would say, Gary.
It's a nice name for a teddy bear.
And my mum did everything she could to get me to change the name of this teddy, right? This beautiful teddy in a little dress. And everyone would say, what's your teddy called? And I named it after Gary Lineker.
Wow.
And I then, as I got a bit older, I offered my mum a solution because I heard you could just put Etta on the end of it to make it feminine. So I offered to call my teddy Gary Etta to make my mum happier. She went, no, we're going to keep with the Gary. Just because it sounds horrendous if you call your teddy Gary. I still have today. I still have Gary. Gary is still with me, and she is going to be my favourite toy for the rest of my life. And I say hello and good morning to her.
Well, I think, so is Gary a girl teddy bear with a boy's name? Okay.
Yes.
Check these things down.
Because I was 5. I didn't understand. Well, I mean, hey, I was ahead of the game understanding fluidity.
Gender fluidity is there, and so it's good to have a correct pronoun if I was going to make
That's right.
Joke about Gary. So
it was Gary, she, her.
Go. She, her, she, her.
Yeah, that was Gary's. That was Gary's pronouns. Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
I think Garietta's got a lovely ring to it, personally.
My mum's face. No, you are not calling it Garietta.
Garietta sounds a bit like a cake, like gâteau or something. Fancy a piece of Garietta.
Do you like my teddy bear? What's her name? Gary.
See, what you should do with that is take that to Piers Morgan. That would annoy the hell out of him for weeks. You could kill the man. See, this is a teddy bear in a dress, and it's called Gary. There you go, Piers. Deal with that.
And this was in the 80s. In the 80s.
That would have killed him even more when he was.
Margaret Thatcher was in power, and I had a Gary teddy bear.
Like the sisters.
Nice.
What about you, Loz? Did you have a particular favourite childhood toy?
She's still fit.
Look, I did, but it wasn't mine. So my childhood toy that I absolutely loved, and I would take any opportunity to go to their house to play with it, and it was this little, it was like a little car roller coaster thing, and the cars would go up this little, they'd all go, and then they'd get to the top and they'd come down through the mazes. I could sit there for hours and hours and play with it. It was fantastic. But, but they lived 8 houses away, and I'd be at their door every morning, like 8 o'clock in the morning, knocking, can I come and play? And they got sick of it after a while, and then they moved. I don't know if that was why, but it was a sad day. It was a sad day, personally.
Oh.
I still have dreams about that toy.
They should have gifted you that toy before they moved. That means that they were nasty people. But Kel, if you're watching, exactly. I think Roz has just told you what she wants for her next Christmas or birthday present. I mean, if you want to see this woman smile, ask her more about this toy and get it for her. I mean, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Relationship solved. We got this. We're doing it all tonight.
That's right.
Leon, did you have a favourite toy?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but in Liverpool, was it just something you stole off someone else?
That's because of the Welsh thing, isn't it? That's because of the Welsh and Klingon thing. No, actually.
I feel that was a hit back.
It was, yeah. She kept that one to the end. No, so what did I have? I had, I had a big teddy bear, 5-foot teddy bear called Big Ted. Wasn't quite as imaginative named as yours. 5 foot. I still got it. It's upstairs. My daughter now has it. So it's a 40-something-year-old large teddy bear. It's upstairs. And my nan brought it to me. And because it was so big, it was 5 foot, she had a separate, she sat it on the plane next to her. Yeah, so it flew in the plane. And then it flew back in another plane.
Oh.
That was the teddy bear's first flight and my grandma's first flight as well.
That's as big as me.
It's huge. I can't get it. She's sleeping on it.
Do you hear that, Loz? It's huge. That bear is huge, which means you're huge, my love. 5 foot is not
huge before.
There you go.
I'd go and get it, but my daughter's sleeping on
it.
Hey, on your next flyer, Loz Budden, huge Leon comedy. There we go. There's a review.
That's it.
Bigger than a bear.
Nice.
There you go.
All over.
Well, we've got a couple of chats going on already. So remember, Ray was having a go at Americans. So he was saying he only says that rugby, American football is rugby for cowards. He only says it's taunt American people. So that's all good. And then Gary Lineker, apparently, the ears. I don't know. There is no physical attributes between Gary Lineker, the football player, and my teddy bear. I just liked Gary Lineker. Cal, spoiler alert, someone's getting a present. And other Welsh speakers.
Revenge.
Hey, calm down, our kid, which is a terrible xenophobic insult to the Liverpudlians, but hashtag you started it. So this is where we thank our guest profusely for being such an amazing guest. And I want to make sure I spell it correctly. So if people are on Facebook, so I'm going to put FB, if you can look at Loz Budden, as you can see is written on Loz's screen, and she's gone with comedian. So it's Loz Budden, comedian. So there we go, comedian. You think I'd be able to spell that word properly? There we go. So that's come up on all the chat. Everyone to different streams who are watching via Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, you'll be able to find that. Please give Loz a share and an ad. And also, this now wraps it up. We are on week 46, I And we have been asking, so Leon, now that last week was Alex and myself starting this show, that was our anniversary, which means this week must be our anniversary of you joining, because you joined 1 week after we started. So yes, it's been a year.
Wow, a year.
I know, what a fucking year. Thanks, Lars. So the only reason we've got you on the show is because we need to know the answer to this. As I say it, I'm not going to give you any more information than what I say. What you make up in your head is on you. All right. So Lars, given the choice, would you choose to have either a magic carpet or a flying horse? Please tell us your answer and show your workings.
Okay. Wow. Look, my daughter owns horses and I am scared shitless of horses. So this one's an easy one because I've watched her try and bring the horses in from the paddock and they don't listen. So, like, if I want to go somewhere in a hurry, I need something to listen to me. So I don't believe the horse will listen. Plus, they're scary and they're big. So I'm going magic carpet.
Magic carpet.
Every time. Because it's going to do as I tell it. Yeah. Can't talk back. It can't bite me. Can't spit at me.
Nobody has ever been worried about the carpet spitting at them before. What about you? What were you going to say, Leon?
I was going to say, well, I mean, of course, we've got on it lots
of
references.
Look at that. Kel's just brought me a cuppa, even though I didn't need one.
Lovely timing, lovely timing. I mean, I always thought the carpet might be a bit cheeky, like in the Disney Aladdin. He was a bit cheeky. He played some games, didn't always do what he was told.
Oh, yeah, he was.
But
no, I would whip mine into submission.
Oh no! Now we need to worry about carpet violence.
Well, I mean, I think we've learned
this carpet's doing as he's told. I'm telling you.
Lars Budden, she doesn't like to perform in the rain. She will leave you if you're in danger, and she has a violence towards tapestry. I mean, who knew that we were going to get into these depths?
There's the tagline. That's the tagline for the comedy show.
Wow. I've even learned a few things myself.
I mean, some would call it a comedy show. Some would call it a therapy session. But I think we've all learned a lot about ourselves during this session.
What? We don't know, but something.
It just brings me to wrap the show up and just to say, Lars, God bless you for getting up so early to be on this show. We are so grateful. We absolutely adore it when Big World is a big world, and we just love having comedians from all over the world. So thank you so much. Please, everybody, I'm gonna put on the page here on there. Please give on Facebook Lars Budden, comedian, a follow and a share. Honestly, it was an honor to have you on. Leon, so nice to see you. It feels like a week since I've seen you. I just feel like we should have caught up at some point.
Saturday nights are good for me.
Yeah, Saturday nights are good. Yeah.
Always free Saturday nights.
Nothing
Can't
like
remember the last time I did something on a Saturday night.
Nothing like putting your name to a friend.
This guy's reliable.
Lucy, can you give him a message? I've done it. I've tried. I think what we need to do is next time I put you forward for a gig, can you give me your missus's number so I can get her to wake you up?
It probably makes sense.
Leon, you're meant to be funny. Get off.
You can stop me drinking. Maybe that's the one.
Lars,
get the water hose out, spray him down.
Yeah. Please, if you suddenly receive a toy car garage thing, little roller coaster thing, please do send us a picture of you holding your brand new toy, because I genuinely think that this is going to be in your future, and I hope that we have
will indeed.
You are psychic. You've got secret powers. Your future predictions came true.
I'm
It wasn't about
already
money.
seeing into the future. Oh, shit, I should have put a bet on it. Can I put a bet on her getting a toy? I don't know. Ray says, lovely to meet you, and comedy is therapy. So on that note, we're going to sign off, but thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Please like, share, tell your friends. We're here every week at 10 p.m. every Sunday night. Bye, everybody.